Cruella. Cruella is by Gillespie and stars Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, with Hauser, Joe Fries, and Mark Strong. And basically, the film's the story of Estella, played by Emma Stone in the film, who basically has a rough childhood, but manages to befriend these two thieves. And basically, long story short, these two thieves manage to get her a job in this fashion workshop owned by the Baroness, played by Emma Thompson in the film. And basically, long story short, Estella realizes that the Baroness is quite a mean and evil person. So Estella becomes Cruella to face off against the Baroness. And that's basically the plot of Cruella. And honestly, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. I really was. I sat down to watch this film in the cinema last night, actually. It was only last night. Wow, I just realised it was only last night. But I sat down to watch the film in the cinema only last night. And honestly, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Because I'd seen the trailers and thought the trailers were fun. Didn't look like anything special. And the thing is, when I sat down to watch the film in the cinema last night, I didn't think it would be, that fun to watch. I thought it'd be a bit fun, but a bit forgetful. But actually, I got to the end of the film last night, and I just had a huge grin on my face in the cinema. Honestly, I was just watching it with a huge grin on my face through most of the film, because I just found it so enjoyable. I mean, it is one of those films which, if you step back and look at it, you can notice so many things wrong with it. Like, okay, that's a huge plot to the film, that's a bit messy, that's a bit all over the place, that doesn't actually make that much sense. But when I sat down to watch the film last night in the cinema, I just went along with it, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, honestly, I really like the energy of the film. I think the energy was really good. The film has a certain sort of energy which pulled me along with it, and I really enjoyed watching the film in that way. And at the same time, though, I also really enjoyed the performance of the film. I think Emma Stone is brilliant as Cruella. She was really good to watch, especially one monologue she delivers in about the late second act of the film, actually. She delivers this monologue in the late second act of the film, and she was brilliant in that. She was just brilliant in that one scene, but she's brilliant in Cruella in the entirety of the film. She is a great actress, and she's brilliant as Cruella in the film. And at the same time, though, tuning up the scenery for most of the film is Emma Thompson as the Baroness, and she is brilliant. She's tuning the scenery in the best way possible, tuning the scenery in the way you want from a villain. And honestly, she's so good in the film. I really like Emma Thompson. And at the same time, though, one person who really surprised me in the film was Hauser as one of the thieves who works for Cruella in the film, and he's really funny to watch. Honestly, there's a lot of moments of his character film when I was laughing my head off out loud in the cinema because he was so fun to watch. And at the same time, though, I also really enjoyed Joe Fries in the film, and at the same time, I also really enjoyed Mark Strong in the film. Mark Strong was a nice surprise to see in there. I didn't really know he was in this film, and I saw him in there, and it's actually, he has a bigger role than I thought he was going to, and I really enjoyed Mark Strong in this film as well. And at the same time, though, I also really enjoyed the soundtrack of the film. This film's got a soundtrack full of loads of great artists. Like, you have a bunch of songs from the Rolling Stones in there, which are, so much fun to listen to. At the same time, though, you have songs by Queen in there, you have songs by Yellow in there, you have Car Wash in there, Man, I've done you at the car wash. I don't really have the song like that well, but it's great to listen to the film, actually. I thought the soundtrack of the film was great, because not only do you have these fantastic songs that play throughout the film, but at the same time, though, you also have this fantastic musical score by Nicholas Patel, which worked really on the film. And honestly, the music will go a huge amount of my face in the film. Taking those songs from, famous bands like the Rolling Stones and Queen and ELO and things like that. Some of my favourite bands just gave me a huge fan of the film. Honestly, I love the soundtrack of the film, I really do. And I also really like Nicholas Patel's musical score of the film, which works really well. And at the same time, though, I do think the film is quite Scorsese. Like, if you've seen a Scorsese film like Goodfellas and Casino, and by the way, if you haven't, go and check those films out. They're really good. You'll be really impressed by them. If you've seen a film like Goodfellas or Casino, you'll see what I mean when you watch this film. Because literally, you have Emma Stone, who plays Cruella in the film, doing the voiceover narration for most of the film. And it literally reminded me of something like Robert De Niro or Joe Pesci doing the voiceover in a film like Casino or Goodfellas. And I was literally like, that's very Scorsese. Even to the point of having quite a lot of Rolling Stone songs in this film. That's what Scorsese does quite a lot, and I actually really liked that in the film. And at the same time, though, I also really enjoyed the way the film's made. Like I said, I really enjoyed the energy of the film. There's a certain energy of the film which just it swept me along with it, and I really liked that about it. And at the same time, though, I really enjoyed the way the camera moved in the film. I really enjoyed the performances, and yes, it is a bit overlong. I do think the film could have been about an hour and a half and be more tighter, and maybe a bit more effective. That's a twist in the film, which comes a bit too late in my opinion. But saying all that, though, it's so enjoyable to watch. I had a far more enjoyable time in this film than I really expected to. This is the sort of enjoyment I wanted out of People Have to See the Runaway, and I didn't get that. But I did get that in this film, which just really surprised me. I sat down in the cinema last night thinking, okay, it'd be a bit of fun, but nothing special. Actually, I got to the end of the film, and I just had a huge grin on my face. Just the amount of enjoyment I had in this film. Yes, it's overlong. Yes, it's one of those films, if you step back on it, you can notice so many problems in the film. But whilst it was on, I had a huge grin on my face. I really enjoyed all the performances, particularly Hauser, who was a huge surprise to me in the film. I loved watching him. He was so funny. There's a couple moments of his character where I actually laughed out in the cinema. At the same time, though, Emma Stone, Cruella, so was Emma Thompson as the Baroness, evil villain in the film. Actually, I really like the fact that there's two evil villains in the film, which actually, they're both really good, and they both tune the scenery in the best way possible. And honestly, the soundtrack's great in the film. I love the energy of the film. I really like the way the camera moves in the film. I think it's really enjoyable to watch. I think it's a really good movie to watch in the cinema. I mean, I don't think it's anything special, but at the same time, though, I could be wrong there. Maybe we get a whole franchise out of Cruella now. We'll have to wait and see how the box office goes in the film. But actually, I just really enjoyed the film. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Cruella, I'm going to say it's about a 7.5 out of 10. Honestly, like I said, I didn't expect to find this much enjoyment in this film. I really didn't. I mean, there are some moments in the film when it does feel a bit overlong, and there are some moments in the film when they have to, like, a heist at some stage, and it feels a bit Ocean's 11-esque, and you're like, does this plan actually really work, like, for the heist that they're doing? But actually, in the long run, when I look back in the film, I'm just going to remember the amount of enjoyment I had with it. I sat there and I smiled through most of the film. It did take about 10 minutes to get into it, I must admit, but I enjoyed it for the most part, which is, like I said, something I didn't expect to get from this film. I mean, yes, it does have some problems, yes, it is a bit overlong, and yes, it's very Scorsese-esque in some parts, but to be honest, all that whole Scorsese feel to the film actually kind of worked for me. I really enjoyed it. It's not for everyone, and you know what? That's fine. But I sat there and I had a huge smile on my face for most of the film. I really enjoyed it. It was so much better. It was so much better than I expected. Is it anything special? No, not really. But you know what? I enjoyed myself so much when I watched the film. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Cruella is a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Anyway guys, what do you think of Cruella? Please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like, subscribe on this video. I look forward to seeing many more both film and TVs come very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now. Bye!